For a long time, Pedro looks at Juan. Pedro even imagined that his acquaintance, Juan, is almost like him. One day, upon looking at Juan at the corridor, he observed that something is wrong at him. Juan. From the perspective of Juan, he starts to develop a negative self-image, a self-rejection. Why? Because for a long time, never once had he actually achieved his goal. This lack of achievement eventually lead to one developing negative self-image and, worst case, self-rejection. At everything he did, one rejects himself. For every small achievements, he said that it is not because of him, it is not because of my effort, but because of the other people, and I myself are nothing. This self-rejection of one got worse and worse over time, until eventually he noticed that Pedro walks in front of him and look at him with fatherly eyes. Juan, you are starting to reject yourself. Let me show you the way to self-acceptance. So let me share to you my story. So maybe from the previous video, you already heard that those times when I was removed from honor list, and I was grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, and first and second quarter of grade 6. It was during those times that I met criticisms from my parents. I met the feeling to meet the expectation of other people. And from those times, I started to develop a self-rejection of my identity of being an honor student. Instead, I rejected that image and I started to adapt to being someone who is just an average, just barely do anything more meaningful. And actually, it didn't help me at all. And in fact, it just made me become more complacent. Like, you can imagine me as someone who belongs to the top 10 percentile to someone who becomes an average. Like, if there's 43 students in our class or in our section, I would always be ranked at the middle. Like, the list, like every quarter there are a list of with honors and ranking based on the general weighted average. And I will always observe myself as someone who always belongs to the top 21, top 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So if there are definition of someone who is an average student, you can say that I am best example of it. So it was during those times that I rejected the self-image of me becoming an honor student, and I rejected it for a long time until my two friends become honor student. And from that moment, I started to reject that initial self-image and think, wait, if they can do this, then I can do it, right? That simple questioning eventually lead me to taking small action, just one small action. I will just do my best in this quiz, and it becomes so satisfying that I started to have a goal. Every quiz, at least not exceeding 10 mistakes. Maybe I will get emotional, but I will just end it here with a simple idea, which is this one line. Instead of self-rejection, strive self-acceptance. Because it is only through accepting our own flaws, accepting our own imperfection, that our minds become clear as day and starts to develop a strategy on how can I achieve my goal, given that I only have this capability, given that I only have this resource. And from there, your brain starts to work like magic. Instead of self-rejection, self-acceptance. But most importantly, back it with action and persistence. Always do your best for your future self.